A lot of times people get with this and they'll ask a question. They'll say, how do we find things in common that we like to do? And so today we want to talk to you about that. By the way, we love to answer your questions. And so by all means, just email me at mitch@keepingthevows.com and we'd love to answer those questions. So I'm Mitch and this is Kim and we're at Keeping the Vows,
where we'd like to help you discover and maintain a Christ-like marriage.
Sure. Today, once again, we are answering a question. So you want to read the question to us, Kim?
Sure. What attracted me to my wife in the first place was that she was different. As the saying goes, opposites attract. After being married, though, sometimes it's hard to relate and do things together because our interests aren't the same. What was new and fresh is now boring and dull. What would you tell couples who struggle with knowing what to do and grow together because they don't enjoy many of the same hobbies or activities? The writer here makes a very good point. Usually opposites do attract, therefore you might have to work at finding things that you have in common. So the first point we have here is that you aren't alone. Don't think it's just you and your spouse that have this problem. This is really common. And it's good because it spices up your relationship, but it also means that you're going to have some decisions to make and there's going to be some compromise involved.
So the first point is you're not alone. A lot of people are in the same boat as you. The second thing is you want to make sure that your expectations are in line. You know, I've noticed that we draw up our expectations of what we want, and then our happiness or lack of it is determined by the fulfillment of those expectations. So perhaps what we need to go back and do is look at our expectations and say, are they realistic? One of the questions that I always ask is if I have an expectation, I think, is Kim included in that expectation? Or is it just all about me? Or is she included in that? And as a matter of fact, we've even done a great blog on that and a video. And it's called Why My Spouse Doesn't Fulfill Me. And I know it doesn't sound like it's an exact fit, but I think it'd be a real good fit. If you're curious about saying, hey, I want to meet the middle ground on this, go check that out. We'll put a link to that on this, and you can check that out. And I think that'll help you down the road in this also.
The third thing you can do is to educate yourself. So we're going to have a link to a worksheet down at the bottom that will give you ideas of things that you might want to do together. Activity, enjoyment, inventory. So this is really great because it lists, I don't know, like lots and lots of different things.
Probably 50, 60, 70 things that you could do together.
A lot.
It's 3 pages.
So one person, the directions are there, but one person is going to rate from 3 to -3, depending on if they like it or not, and then the second person doesn't look at the
They cover the answers from the first person.
And they rate their things, and then you add up the scores to see what scores are highest that you have together.
Yeah. And if something has a high enough score, then it's something you'd both enjoy doing. Mm-hmm. Tell them about the thing that we found on there, that we had a misunderstanding. It was real cool because it helped us to understand that, you know, we all have misunderstandings, but it helped us to understand and maybe help you in this too.
Yeah. So make sure you talk about it when you go through the worksheet together, because I had listed boating as high, and Mitch has listed it as low, and he's like...
No. You listed it as +3, and I listed it as -3.
Okay.
That's not low. That's really...
We were clear on opposite ends of the spectrum, and he's like, I didn't know you wanted to own a boat. And I said, no, I don't want to own a boat. I love going on boat rides. And he said, oh, okay, he likes boat rides too. So we figured out neither one of us wants to own a boat, but we both like to go on boat rides. So you need to talk about it.
Yeah.
It might look like you're on a different page, but you might actually be on the same
So in other words, it's probably just important that we look for friends with boats is what probably the beneficial thing for us to do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Okay. And the fourth thing you want to do after taking this activity test is to actually put it in action. So highlight 3 or 4 things or 5 things that you'd really like to do, and then maybe put it in the budget if it costs a little money, like for a concert or something you like to do. Maybe not, but just make sure you get it on the calendar, some things that you can do. And ease your way into it. And by the way, if you're doing like step 2 and you're actually starting to think about your spouse more than yourself, you might reach into something that maybe you don't think that you'd really like, but maybe you would. For instance, we first got married, I didn't like chick flicks at all. But now I've come over Kim's way, and I absolutely love chick flicks, okay? Kim can go with me to a woodworker's show in Indy, and she'll walk around, and I don't know, she at least pretends like she's having a good time all day. But she knows it's something that I enjoy.
Yep.
So therefore, because I'm enjoying it, she tends to enjoy it. And what really makes me feel good is she'll come up and say, come over here a second. Did you see this? This would be really neat for this. And that just takes and goes so far as, wow. She's not just sitting in the corner reading a book, but she's actually cares about me. So maybe having things to do together isn't so much about my own desires, but our desires to do things. Just an example of that is that if Kim and I go to get groceries together, because it's something that has to be done, and so we look at it as though it's an event that we can do together. And I've heard people say, oh, I hate going grocery shopping. I would never do that. Well, I don't think either one of us is like, oh, big event of the week, let's go grocery shopping. But on the other hand, if we know we get to go do it together, we take that thing that might be negative to both of us and it turns into something positive because it's time we're going to spend doing together. And we're going to talk on the way there and on the way back. We live like 2 minutes from the grocery store. That we're going to talk, we're going to relate, we're going to look at ingredients on things. We're going to talk about our meals for the week. She's going to say, what sounds good for you? Like we need a meat for this weekend. Go pick it out. Yeah, great. We get to the veggies and it's like divide and conquer. She says, okay, you go get potatoes and get a sweet onion and a watermelon and peppers is one of mine. I can do those. And grapes, I can get strawberries. I'm very talented. But anyway, she'll say, you go get those. And she'll pick out a salad and I say, that's not the kind of salad I really like. And she'll go, oh, yeah, okay. And then, so at least we're communicating and we're doing things together. And that's good too. So don't forget the link to the activities worksheet and also the link to the other article that we've done. And there's something else too I'd like to ask you was, these are our ideas. If you got some ideas, by all means, get it to us. Like the worksheets, things like that. This is just our opinions. You have opinions too, and we value those. So get us your ideas, and we can put that together with the things that we have, and we can make something better. We'd love to do that. So I hope this has been helpful to you. By all means, check it out. Thanks for checking out this video. And you can also go to our YouTube page at Keeping the Vows, and also check out our blog at keepingthevows.com and see what's going on there. We'd love to have you like this if you would, or subscribe if you're on YouTube. And thanks so much for checking us out. You have a wonderful day, hopefully doing things together.
That's a great question. He's right. Opposites do attract. Now who messed up?
I'm contagious. I was going to go zzz.
Oh, okay.
Start whenever you want. Just wait. I get the thing on my eye. Okay, ready.
The second thing is to make sure that your expectations are in line. I need to look.
It's blue, but you can do it.
Oh! Oh, no.
You step right on me. I don't care. Okay. The third thing you want to do is put this into action. If you don't put this into action, is it the third one?
Sorry.
Fourth.
Okay.
I thought it was. Okay, and the fourth thing you want to do is you want to put this into action. Unless you put your plan into action, it won't work. And so look and see what it is that both of you have in common, and then go out and do some of those things. And hopefully, fourth thing you want to do after this is,